George is. The Mariners have gone from the depths of MLB mediocrity and jokes and probably the worst franchise in American sports for the last 20 years to over the last 2-3 years, like, is this one of the better organizations in baseball as of right now? Not like in a total, but like for like the last 2-3 years, the way they've built the team, the trades, the signings they've made, and the way they've been building this thing, they've really turned out to be a top-notch organization with the trades of getting, Kelnick, if it works out. That's only if he works out, it really makes this whole thing, what's the right word? Like blossom.
Yeah.
The whole
I have an answer for you already, but finish the question.
The Mariners traded for J.P. Crawford, Ty France, Suarez. We traded for Luis Castillo. We signed Robbie Ray. We brought up Logan Gilbert and George Kirby. Cal Raleigh. Traded for Colton Wong. Now traded for Teoscar Hernandez. We brought up Julio Rodriguez, who turned out great. Now, all that's missing, George, is the infamous left field. If Jared Kelenic can make it work. I think this is the first time the Mariners since like early 2000s have built the right way with half, the farm system, and then made trades and free agency pickups to build a very solid roster. So I think they're shaping out to be one of a very good organization. It's the best way to say it.
I would like you to, I'm going to make this as a clip in general. This whole thing's going on YouTube, but I wish we could just delete this. Do not give this organization any confidence that they're doing the right thing. We've seen them do the right things in the late 90s and build a team and then let us down. We saw them do this in 2001 when we had the best record in baseball, and then they went cheap on us after. This organization needs to prove to me that it's not going to do this for 3-4 years and then all of a sudden go back and revert to their old ways. And it scares me. Maybe the new owner won't do that, but in general,
Stanton's the cheapest owner we probably maybe ever had.
So I mean, and our old owner never even went to a game. This organization cannot be trusted. That's my point. I cannot trust this organization.
That's not how it
long term. That's how it works for me.
No,
I can't trust, bro. We've had this organization.
We're not talking about trusting the organization. Just hold on. Let's not be hot take. Larry,
one second. I let you talk for 2 minutes there and build up that question. I want to answer it. So I just got to answer it here. This organization has proven over 40 years now that we're the only organization in baseball to never make a World Series. We're the only organization to have a guy like Ken Griffey Jr. and Alex Rodriguez and Randy Johnson, and somehow we never made the World Series. We won in 2001. We broke the record for most wins in a season, and then all of a sudden the team couldn't win anything. At the end of the day, this organization is the worst organization ran in history of American pro sports. So if we give them credit now after 2 seasons and say now they're one of the best and legitimately ran franchises, that is not fair to the fans. We need, I don't like that. I need to see this team be solidly run for 10, 15, 20 years and prove they want to build a winner year over year over year. We just ended the longest drought in American pro sports playoffs. It's not time for me to give them a standing ovation and call them a legit franchise. That's all. That's how I feel. And you just said we have the cheapest owner in baseball.
All I heard was wah, 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 wah. Oh my God. My life sucks. Oh my God. It's not fair for me. This is all I heard.
Oh my, do you think Yankee fans would accept this? In
reality, we're not Yankees fans. I hate this. You are the exact example of a Mariner fan that I don't like, because I don't like people like Yankee fans that bitch about their team every single year. You know how many teams don't win World Series every single year? A lot of them. That doesn't mean you're not a good franchise. You're not an okay franchise. I would consider the Yankees a good franchise, and they haven't won in a long time. The Seattle Seahawks were one of the biggest jokes in NFL history, and they won their first Super Bowl. It took them until 14. That's just how it works. There's a lot of NFL franchises that never won a Super Bowl. The point isn't the organization as a whole. When you have guys like Jerry DiPoto that come in and has started making the right moves, and you have a guy like Julio Rodriguez who trusts the organization enough. This is the first time in history we've had somebody trust the organization like Julio does. to sign a potentially 17-year contract, whatever the fucking one of the craziest contracts ever seen, but potentially a 15, 16, 17-year contract. You know what that means Julio does? He trusts the organization. And I feel like this is the first regime in the organization that somebody like Julio's come in and actually said, like, yeah, I trust the direction that we're going in, and I trust in Jerry, and I trust in Scott Service, and I trust the pieces around us. So my whole point is not to say that we have become the Houston Astro organization or the Boston Red Sox or the New York Yankees, or better yet, the best organization in baseball, the St. Louis Cardinals, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not saying we've become them. What I'm saying is we definitely went from the worst organization in baseball. And I'm talking organizationally. I don't mean like the shadow of the organization. I'm talking about internal, the front office, the players, the way they're building it, the culture, whatever you want to call it, to a better half in the MLB. Like, we are definitely right now, if you want to talk about front office, organization, culture, expectations, we are right now better off than, I mean, like the freaking, a player would probably rather sign with the Mariners right now than the LA Angels with Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani, who can't figure out a damn way to win 50 games. So all I'm saying is, I'm not saying we should sit here and tell the Mariners they've done a 10 out of 10 job, because they haven't. But we went from the worst organization in baseball to, I can pretty confidently say, we're doing things the right way.
Yeah, I can say we're doing things the right way. I'm just saying I'm not going to give this organization a pass, because I've seen it we've seen it in our lifetime where we've built a really good team and didn't accomplish anything, and then all of a sudden we had a 20-year playoff drought, and I don't want to see that again. And after just 20-year playoff drought, we make one playoff. Now all of a sudden I'm going to say we're a legit organization. No, I can't accept that personally as a fan. I want to see this being continually built on. Fans all over Twitter were mad that we didn't even sign.
That's not what being a good organization. It doesn't mean that what they're done. I needed to keep going. Do you think the Cardinals are like, we're not a good franchise? I have to see us keep doing it for 3 more years. Like, no,
but they have the track record. Okay, yeah, some bad teams, bad organizations have won championships before. I'm just saying this is not a good organization. We don't have it yet.
No, you just said it. You just said it. When the Kansas City Royals were not a good organization and they won a World Series and they went to 2 or 3 playoffs, do you think the fans said for those couple of years, yeah, the organization has been good?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that we're the best organization in baseball. I said the Mariners have officially gone from the worst organization in baseball to a legitimate organization right now. The fact that Julio Rodriguez has enough trust to put his signature on a piece of paper means he also trusts the organization, which gives me trust in this organization. I'm not saying I trust them like I trust the Cardinals or the Boston Red Sox. I trust them as in I'm fully confident as of today, not as the shadow of the organization, but as of today, they're not the worst franchise in baseball today.
All right. I mean, I will agree they're not the worst franchise in baseball today, but that, I guess, for me,
for the last 20 years.
Yeah, I know, and we made one playoff, and now we want to call these guys, say it's a good organization. I can't. I'm sorry. I wish I could, but I want to see us be consistent. I want us to see us continue to go for it. I want us to see us continue building this farm system that was ranked. I just saw a baseball ranking now ranked the 28th organization in baseball, and really, if you look at it, we had Kelvinick, our best prospect, not pan out. Julio Rodriguez did pan out. Thank the Lord. And I just want to
Gilbert panned out, and George Kirby panned out, and Kyle Raleigh panned out, and that's pretty good for we have 4 guys on our roster right now starting that have panned out very well.
Right. No, and I agree. And
which is hard to do.
It is hard to do, but I just would like to see this organization. Look, you see the team like the Atlanta Braves. I've seen them be a legit playoff contender in the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and now the 2020s. Well, meanwhile, I've seen a team like the Cleveland Guardians. We played them in the playoffs the first time we ever went to the playoffs. They went to the World Series in the 90s, the 2000s, and the 2010s, and then the playoffs in the 2020s. I see like our organization is closer to the Pittsburgh Pirates, who I haven't seen do jack shit my whole life, and the Kansas City Royals, who have won World Series, but they in the 80s they had a World Series too. It's just we haven't accomplished anything. So I would just want to see us accomplish things before I give credit to the organization for being a good organization.
Strongly disagree.
Okay.
They've done a great job. I'm not a big fan of in sports just living in the past, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to take the 1970 and 80s piece of shit Seahawks and say that, like, because of that we can't be a good organization when we finally started doing good in the early 2000s. I'm not going to take all the problems that the Mariners have had over the last 20 years and say I can't legitimately say that they've turned around to become a good organization, because I think they have. I think they've figured out the right pieces in the front office, the right coaching staff, and they signing on a guy like Julio Rodriguez for 15, 10, 15, 17, whatever it is years. I still don't understand the contract, but whatever they did with Julio means he trusts in the organization, which gives me some trust in the organization that whatever's happening in there, and I think we maybe have a different definition of a good organization, but for me, it's like whatever's happening in there, it's something that players can believe in now. Finally, it seems like, which to me is the sign of a good organization, without the stuff in the past. Now, I guess it just depends how you see. Like,
can I say something? I think
no,
I
you
mean
can't say something.
no, because I you're the one who said this to me, and you're the one who made you said Mariners Twitter, and I've seen you tweet about it. If this is an organization that players trust so much, and everyone is so gun ho about coming here, why did we not get any free agents?
Because we're like the 18th biggest market. How many free agents does St. Louis Cardinals get?
They got what's his name, the guy from the Rockies a couple of years ago who's really good. They got Paul Goldschmidt, who's really good. We also got Robinson Cano to sign here.
Nolan Arenado was traded to the Cardinals. So let's start with that. Let's check out Paul Goldschmidt. I'm pretty sure he was traded too. He was traded.
Okay, but still, they probably wanted to go to St. Louis, and it's a small market. Like,
I mean, you never know. I'm just saying the trade. I'm just saying. The St. Louis Cardinals also don't pick up many free agents in the market.
Okay, I know, but it's just like because we said
most of them go to the Yankees and the Dodgers and the Mets and the Padres. I mean, it's pretty hard to compete with New York and LA and San Diego.
Yeah, it's hard to compete, but we've done it in the past. I'm just saying in general, like this organization is. I mean, hopefully they continue to build on the success they had last year. But I'm just now ready to go and say this has become a legit franchise.
I totally understand that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I think we need to strongly consider that, like, let's see, the top 10 free agents, like this year, you had Mets sign Nemo and Diaz, Rondon signed with the Yankees, Swanson signed with the Cubs, DeGrom signed with Texas. Minnesota got Correa because he didn't work with San Francisco and the other one. And then it was San Diego, Bogarts, Philly, Turner, and New York, Judge. So, I mean, like, a lot of them are the top teams, like the top cities. So it makes it hard. Not a lot of, Pittsburgh, St. Louis, Colorado. It's harder absolutely. In a market like Seattle. I'm not, like, let's be honest. I love Seattle. It's our hometown, but it's not as easy of a market. And yeah, to your point, maybe it's because of the organization is why it's not easy. That's totally understandable. Then players might say, it's their first playoff in 20 years. Like, how do we know that's going to maintain? So I'm not disagreeing with that part. I just think that I have different definitions of organization being good. I'm not saying they're perfect. I just think that we're on the right track, which is at least all you can ask for as Mariners fans, that we're on the right track.
I would